name is John Adams. I'm Deputy Director here at the University of Arizona's Biosphere 2. And this is really a remarkable facility, and I encourage everybody who maybe has visited several years ago to revisit it. If you've never come out, you've really got to come out and see, because it's right here in our backyard of southern Arizona. And we have an equatorial rainforest, we have an ocean with a beach, we have a savanna, a desert, and then the engineering that makes up this facility is absolutely remarkable. And we give you an opportunity to explore the basement area, which we call the technosphere, as part of your tour experience. That ground level was filled with about 4 feet of soil, and originally that group who was sealed inside, those biospherians, in the early 90s, this is where they would have grown their agricultural crops. Now, when jumping forward to where we are today, when the university came in, from their perspective, it was not being utilized, it was underutilized, and we had a unique opportunity to think outside the box and repurpose it. And the question is how does the dynamics of the changing landscape in turn affect the distribution and the quality of that water that ends up there in the aquifer? Once it goes below the surface, it's that black box. We really don't know. And so they saw a unique opportunity to build a structure that would allow them to unravel some of those mysteries. We could build structures like this that would replicate sort of the initial stages of a watershed. They call this a zero-order catchment. And we were able to instrument it. We could start with a material. This black volcanic material is from northern Arizona, and that's what it is. It's a volcanic basalt. A number of tests where we're adding rain to this system, and we're using the 1,800 or so sensors that are embedded in this soil profile to look at what's happening. But now what we're going to do is the next step is we're going to add vascular plants to it. And we're going to look at now how does the addition of these plants change the dynamics of not only the movement of water, but the microbiome as well in the system. The other really exciting thing about this is that this entire tray, when it's fully loaded with the water and it's got all the soil and stuff, it weighs nearly 2 million pounds. This entire structure sits on 10 load cells. I know exactly what the weight is. I know how that weight changes as water comes into and leaves the system. And so it's really a very unique tool that allows researchers to quantify many of these fundamental principles that tie what happens in the soil to what happens in the plant to what happens in the atmosphere. The really exciting thing for researchers here is that this has been in place for well over 25 years. And so even if you could recreate a building with similar controls and the same number of species that we have inside, inevitably you would have to wait for quite a while for everything to stabilize because of those initial plantings. We're in that position now where the stabilization has already happened. And so if you're a researcher in this chamber, you can come in and you can control the amount of rain that it does or does not get. You can change the temperature, you can change the gas composition, and you can look at how this entire system responds. You're not just looking at a single plant or a single leaf on a plant, but you're looking at how almost nearly 100 different species are interacting with one another as you change the environmental conditions. And the significance there is that we predict these certain changes are coming our way. The challenges we have is we have no way of truly predicting what those implications may bring. And so this is a facility in part that we can use to look to see what the future may hold for these types of communities under those changes which we're predicting.
So hi everyone, my name is Lauren Nichols and I'm the Media and Marketing Specialist here at the Arizona Sonora Desert Museum. And this is a really special place. I kind of think of it as Tucson's little hidden gem. We have an aquarium, we have an art institute, we have a zoo with over 200 species of animals, and we're a giant botanical garden with over 1,200 species of plants. So there's a little bit of something for everyone here. So now we're in our hummingbird aviary. This is one of our favorite places for most of our guests on the grounds. This is where you can come and see our winged wonders. They're actually flying around me right now. It's a super relaxing spot. You can come and just kind of cool down. It's shaded. The hummingbirds are pretty used to people, so you can get some really great photos. You can sit and enjoy their presence. And we have multiple species of hummingbirds, so it's a super exciting spot to be in. And if you listen closely, they keep talking a little bit. But yeah, come and explore. We'll go look around and find some hummingbirds. So what's really cool is the Arizona Sonora Desert Museum is actually one of the top 25 museums to visit in the country based on TripAdvisor reviews. So we're really lucky to be a part of that. Right now we're in one of our aviaries. It's a walk-through aviary. It's really fun and immersive experience. It's also a learning experience. So we have these really cool cards. You can walk around with one of these and borrow it, and you can identify what birds you're gonna see. So right now we're gonna go and search and see what we can find. There's lots of cool colored pictures in here, and they're all Sonoran Desert birds. So let's go see what we can find.
I'm Chef Weston here at the Arizona Sonora Desert Museum. I am the chef of all the food outlets, including Cafe Acatillo. So I've been here about 3 years. I moved here from Minnesota, and I eventually found my place here, and I just love it. So some of the reasons that I really enjoy working here is the integration of local indigenous food that is found in the desert. I've actually worked with the education department here at the Desert Museum to cater lunches where classrooms will actually go out into the desert and they'll learn how to harvest desert foods, just like the prickly pear or nopales. And then they come back, and my staff and myself will cater a lunch involving food that they just went out and harvested. So they get to taste the things that they just went out and learned how to incorporate. So that being said, I kind of try to do that with my menu as well. I try to incorporate indigenous foods such as tapari beans, cholla buds, prickly pear, and different chilies like guajillo and ancho, and pasillo negro. So just as an example, I'd say the Sonoran Harvest Board, which is kind of my chef board. It just has bites of different things. I make a pepita pesto, which is a cilantro and epazote pesto. And also there's local pickled vegetables on it. There's Spanish chorizo, and yeah, and then also the tapari bean hummus.
Well, welcome to the Pack Rat Playhouse. We shrink to the size of a little desert pack rat when we walk through the door, and we get to explore our fabulous Pack Rat House environment. We have a giant prickly pear cactus that is protecting the different rooms of our Pack Rat House that we get to explore, so we get to see what it's like to live in the desert through the eyes of a little desert pack rat. So we get to see what their home is like, some of the similarities between pack rats and us, and then also some of the animals that live nearby pack rats, either as housemates or as predators, like this big, beautiful, giant snake. And what's really special about this space also is not only learning about the lives of pack rats and the biodiversity that they support as desert creatures, but this space had a lot of care and love and thought go into it by our staff and local artists. So our folks made the giant snakes and other animals and everything that you'll see in the pack rat rooms. We had a local company collaborate with us to build this giant climbing structure that is really an adventure and a workout to go through, and a local artist who did all of the artwork on our walls here. So it's really a project of local love.
So a lot of the biodiversity that we have here in the Sonoran Desert is attributed to the fact that we're near the Gulf of California. So we have the stingrays here to show people that the lush, amazing desert that we have here is inherently connected to the ocean. So we want to teach people about why is the ocean so important, what can we do for ocean conservation, and these stingrays are great ambassadors for that.
Okay, so the Sonoran Desert actually goes all the way down to the Sea of Cortez, which is awesome. So we were able to get 20 cow-nose rays, and they are absolutely adorable. So Lauren is demonstrating the correct method on how to say hi to these guys. We really like to promote that they come to you.
Hold your hand still.
Yep, you hold your hand still. You don't want to touch the fins or the tail. Good. We actually got to see their family into the Phoenix Zoo. And I touched their family.
50 years in the business since 1969. Means we got 50 years in September. We were in Denver doing the gem show, and then right now, 50 years and a half because we got in Tucson over here. We've been coming mostly to this show over here. So it used to be Holiday Inn,
Yeah.
and then Howard Johnson, and right now it's Motel 6. And I wish I can come next year, and then I wish to see you too, and see your wife.
You have one expensive piece you want to show us real quick?
Yeah, okay, yeah.
What's your best piece?
Yeah, let me show you the. Yeah, I have $30,000 piece over there.
Which one?
Yeah. Vivian. Yeah, that one is. This Vivianite. This is only $5,000 dollar. Look, and this is the more expensive one. They got the crystal Vivianite on the outside in the sun. You can see green, all green. Look, green, all the crystal. Look.
Where did it come from?
Those are coming from Bolivia, between Bolivia and Brazil. They're coming over there.
Do you go there and get them, or do they bring them to you?
Sometimes I go, and sometimes they bring it to me. Okay. And also we got pre-night. That one is 10 a pound. And creedite, this creedite too, very good. This is Durango. And then look, blue. And we got a special deal. We can sell for 10 cents a gram, but 500 kilos. And then we also got amber. Look, amber over there. That one is Colombia. And we got a special deal in, sage, we got plenty. We got the Palo Santo over here. And then we got this one is the Shanghai. This is Peru. And Shanghai is from Russia. We got the Bougie Stones from Kansas City. And then we also got Tektites. All those are from Mexico. Tektites. And those we are selling very good, the Tektites. And the sage is very good. Look. Very good sage. Okay. They're coming from Mexico in Jalisco. And then we got this, the calico agate over there. That was from Chihuahua. You take it all to go. Special deal.
Is this the one that people ask about the most, or is there a specific one that's the most?
That one is this is number 2. And that one back there was the first one we did 5 years ago. And then we had the news stations all here because no one's ever done this. This is a meteorite from Namibia. It's a very famous, well-known meteorite called the Gibeon. And it's the most spectacular because of the patterns that you're seeing. Octahedron, you get double triangles, you get the Star of David, you get all this really crazy stuff. And most people use it sparingly and very thin in jewelry because it's expensive, it's rare. So to make a big sculpture like this is sort of a feat. And she has, her name is Gaia. That was Yorick back there. And Yorick sold 4 years ago, so this has taken 2 years to do this project. So everyone in the mineral world, especially the meteorite world, will come and see this and will talk. So yeah, this is the star of the show.
Interesting. This down here sort of looks like.
No, that's the peacock. That's peacock.
Okay.
And the real good when it gets,
That tight black matrix stuff.
well, you get this red sort of limonite stuff happening. That's real good high end. You know, he calls it green mamba now. He can name it whatever he wants. He bought the mine.
Oh my God.
But yeah, American turquoises and American turquoise family gemstones is some of the rarest stuff in the world. I mean, it's part of our heritage. It's always part of the natives' heritage, and it's having a renaissance.
And what is this material here?
That's called a wild quartz. It's not really a jasper. They call it a jasper.
Okay.
But that's from Wyoming.
That's nice.
And then they call this a bumblebee jasper. It's from a volcanic area in Indonesia. It's not a jasper. It's some kind of an oxide and all kinds of bizarre volcanic chemicals. And we're starting to get good Indonesian stone finally. Things like these are specimens. I have carved it, but this is dendritic copper in quartz in chalcedony, which is rare. I've never seen it anywhere in the world.
Your pieces are just wild.
This is opalized wood from Indonesia. It's actually petrified wood. That's petrified wood as well.
That looks like it. That one on top doesn't.
And so is this. And it opalizes, and it's got native copper living in the opal, and it's got parts of gem silicate inside there. It's just crazy geology. So yeah, it's we like odd materials. We like stories.
Yeah.
This is Manhattan glass. This is from the viewing quartz from the Manhattan Project in Hanford, Washington. This is 70% lead. That's why it's yellow. And the harvest contract with me there, it's a super fine site. So we got to tear the whole thing down and bury it forever. He got the panes. And they came up at auction at Bonham. So single panes were $250,000 of the full panes. They're 8 inches thick and not big. And there was a bunch of shard that they were selling off piece by piece. So I got a fair amount of that. So it's real expensive. It was real bizarre. Some people hate it. People love it.
It's nice.
Pretty. But that's what they looked through when the scientists created the plutonium
Okay.
to drop the bombs on Japan.
Oh boy.
So that's a story. So we like stories. Yeah.
So this is opal.
No, this is called amylite.
I just started where I started before.
Yeah, okay. Amylite is a little different, quite a bit different from opal. It takes the same amount of time, 70 million years, to mineralize to this. It is calcium carbonate, not a silicate. Opal silicate. This is a organic gemstone.
Sourced in Canada. You sourced this in Canada.
The only place in the world where you'll find the ammonites that have mineralized to these beautiful colors in southwestern Alberta, Canada. The area is about 15 miles long and 7 miles wide. So it is arguably the rarest gemstone and the rarest fossil in the world.
So do you mine this yourself, or does another company mine this and then you purchase from the miner?
No, we do have our own mine. In Canada, it's a little different from the States. We don't own the land. We lease it and we pay a mining fee to the mining board. But we do also buy from native prospectors. The natives prospect up and down the riverbanks for this. They call this, to them it has great spiritual meaning. They call it buffalo stone. They've used it as the wealth and healing of the tribe for many, many generations. They have a lot of really cool stories about ammonite and ammonite. You can Google it, and the natives are great storytellers, so it's well worth a read.
What's the difference between ammonite and ammonite?
The difference between ammonite and ammonite. This is an ammonite. It was a swimming shellfish, a swimming creature 70 million years ago. The shell from this is called ammonite, the gemstone. Or ammonite, pardon me. Yeah. The gemstone is ammonite.
Those would be
The
the
fossil-
ones like they find in Germany that aren't shiny, they're just like a rough-looking stone.
Yeah, ammonites can be found worldwide, but only in southwestern Alberta is the only place they've found them mineralized these pretty colors so far. I'm not saying it won't happen, it just hasn't yet.
Probably the question I would ask is about this room. This room is really incredible. You've got a huge selection of everything in here is natural pearls.
Yes, in this room we have natural pearls from my collection that goes back to the 70s. And we have natural American, we have natural Chinese, we have natural Tahitian, natural Japanese. And we have the world's largest collection of unusual pearls. My wife claims I'm a pearl hoarder. But I love pearls. I like buying pearls more than I like selling them.
Yeah, I've noticed that. A lot of times you won't want to sell all of them. You'll sell most, but not all. You want to keep a few back. The world's largest abalone.
It's the world's largest abalone pearl in the history of the world.
800 carats.
This one's from Baja California. It came from near Cedros Island, a couple of hours south of Ensenada. It's an amazing pearl. That one, I've got it where nobody can touch it, and it's not for sale. If there's young people who want to learn about pearls, this is the place to come and learn. You can learn about every type of pearl that there is. You can actually hold it and examine it. But most pearl dealers, they'll have mostly South Sea pearl, they'll have mostly Aquarium pearl, but we have every kind of pearl that you can imagine. Yeah, this one I've had for a long time.
That's huge.
How heavy it is.
Realize. Oh.
44.8 carats.
Wow.